In today's Tech Bites, a new way to get that cup of joe more quickly. Starbucks is testing out Scanless Pay, a contact-free method of checkout that uses geolocation to identify the customer in the drive-thru lane. That means not even pulling out your phone to pay.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Support this great content by hitting the Cash App and by joining the Patreon.
Now guys, we see all this chaos around the globe. And it all leads back to the fourth industrial revolution. We have Starbucks with Scanless Pay. Uses your location in order to charge you. Now, guys, that means that the technology was worked on a long time ago. Remember, when they're doing a test, that means the technology is already there. And this technology is the foundation for cryptocurrencies. And not just for you, it's actually for the machines. So that means a driverless car, a robot, can go get your order and take it to you without having to deal with physical money. Like Jeremy Allaire stated, crypto is going to be here when people don't realize that they're using it. It's seamless. But we know in order to get there, we have to have a big distraction. We have Trump, we have the bank man, we have the drums are beating, and the potential of another 2020. And a lot of you are trying to guess which way the market is going. Remember, guys, you no longer have to guess. The Fed is going to let us know. And when you look at these yield rates, you look at the bond market, if yield rates are moving up, that means that liquidity is going to shrink. And I definitely see yield rates moving up further as we get towards the end of the year. And we already know we always have a big pullback at the beginning of the year. But guys, remember, this is all part of a big plan for the fourth industrial revolution. And we're seeing the rise of the BRICS. And what's not talked about, guys, is the Belt and Road. And these countries have plenty of commodities and major trading avenues. But don't forget, the same people are controlling the BRICS are controlling the West, America. And we know that's the banks. And the banks are the biggest what? I'll let you finish that. But we have Chicago Fed Gooseby was in the video with Greenspan, and we know he was already being groomed for this perfect time that we're in right now. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
We have decided to invite the Argentine Republic, the Arab Republic of Egypt, the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates to become full members of BRICS. The membership will take effect from the 1st of January 2024.
A currency for BRICS nations, lessen our dependence on the US dollar, strengthen our economies. After all, we are now suffering with a weakened rand to dollar rate. That means another fuel price hike is likely on the cards next month.
Looking at that yield on the 10-year, which has become all important, we get down below 4.22, and we might get some bids coming into the stock market. We get back up around the 4.35 area. That'll bring out some caution. So it's all about what that yield will be and how we react to what the Fair Chair said. But you're right. He basically said, "I'm not exactly sure where we are."
Chicago Fed President Austin Goolsbee. Austin, you've been among the more optimistic, outspoken folks about the possibility of a soft landing. Do you still feel that way?
I still feel like there's a path. I keep calling it the golden path, that we could get inflation down without having a big recession. That would be virtually unprecedented for inflation to come down as much as we need it. But we've thus far, it's been going okay. So we still need more information coming in, but nothing's happened in the last 2 months that make me think that the golden path is impossible.
I want to get more broadly to Chair Powell's speech, but he did say, and he reiterated from a comment he made last year, that bringing inflation down is going to require a period of below potential growth. He said that last year we haven't had it. Inflation came down. Do you think we can do that without falling below potential growth and without a rise in the unemployment rate?
Maybe. I mean, that kind of raises the bar. My standard for what would be a major triumph for the Fed would be if you didn't have a big recession. You got inflation down from high levels down to target without a big recession. There's a second thing. Maybe if you got beneficial supply shocks, you could even do it without an interruption of growth. Maybe, but I do feel like that's a higher threshold. That's a higher bar. Interest rate 500 plus basis points in a short period. There's always going to be credit tightening. The question was, is there going to be more than just what you'd expect from monetary policy? So far, it doesn't seem like there has been. So that's promising.
Well, so far is a good phrase because we have recently had a recent spike up in interest rates.
Yes.
Does it cause you some concern for the economy? Does it change your outlook? Especially on the long end.
A little, some concerns. It is what it is. In a way, we're in a position where we're balancing off. There are other readings, like the GDP now type readings, that say maybe growth is accelerating. So if the longer rates are going up and if there's some restraint coming on that side to bring it into balance, maybe that's okay. Maybe that's okay. That's what we're trying to weigh.
Are U.S. Treasury bonds still safe to invest in?
Very much so. I think this is not an issue of credit rating. The United States can pay any debt it has because we can always print money to do that. So there is zero probability of default.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Drama Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.